Hello, this is Miss Harris here to talk to you about fractions, your 10 and 100 skills. Right now, we're going to deal with adding. Let's look at our steps. Add fractions when your denominator is 10 and 100. You know that denominators must be the same before you can add fractions. So to make 10 become 100, we're going to multiply that denominator that has a 10, multiply it by 10, because we know 10 times 10 equals 100. Then, whatever you do at the bottom, you must do at the top. So if your denominator changes, your numerator also changes by multiplying that by 10 also. And then you take your new fraction, which is called an equivalent fraction, and add with the other fraction. So let's try that. Our first problem, remember you can press pause, try it by yourself, then press play to check your work. 8 tenths plus 23 hundredths. So I'm going to take 8 tenths. I see that my denominators are different, but I do know I can make 10 become 100. So we're going to say times 10 at the bottom so that it equals to 100. And whatever you do at the bottom, you do it to the top. So we have to put times 10 up here also. Now, my new equivalent fraction is going to be, what is 8 times 10? 80 over, what's 10? I'm sorry, I put 2 zeros right there. What's 10 times 10? 100. Then I keep 23 over 100 because it already has 100 as a denominator. All right, so now I'm ready to add 80 plus 23. Remember, we do not add the bottom numbers. All they do is stay the same. So 80 plus 23, 0 plus 3 is 3, and 8 plus 2 is 10. So 103 over 100. And yes, I notice I have an improper fraction or a fraction greater than 1. That means you would have to change it to a mixed number, and you do that by subtracting out the whatever your denominator is. But we're not going to do that in this lesson, but there is a lesson to help you with that if you're not sure of the next step. All right, next problem. 82 over 100 plus 3 tenths. Again, my denominators are different, so I need to make them the same. I can change this 10 into 100 by multiplying by 10. Whatever I do at the bottom, I must do at the top. Now I need to rewrite my problem with my new fraction. So 82 hundredths, that stays because it already has 100. Plus my new equivalent fraction. What's 3 times 10? And what is 10 times 10? And now that the denominators are the same, we're ready to add. 82 plus 30. 2 plus 0 is 2. And 8 plus 3, 11. Denominator always stays the same. All right, so 112 over 100. Again, my denominator is smaller, which means that that is an improper fraction. You subtract out to make your mixed number. All right, next problem. 6 tenths plus 35 hundredths. I see that I have different denominators, so that 10, I need to multiply by 10. Whatever you do at the bottom, you do to the top. Let's make our new equation. 6 times 10 is 60. 10 times 10 is 100. My 35 hundredths stays the same because it already has the denominator that I want. All right, so now I'm ready to add because denominators are the same. Denominator stays, and 60 plus 35. 0 plus 5. 6 plus 3. 95 hundredths. This time, you should not have to make a mixed number because your numerator is smaller than the denominator. Remember to press pause, try them, and press play to check your work. All right, 7 tenths plus 11 hundredths. 10 and 100, I'm going to the 10 and multiply by 10. What you do at the top, at the bottom, you do at the top. My new equation, 70 over 100 plus 1100 stays the same. I don't have to do anything to that because it already has the 100. And now we're ready to add. Remember, your denominators stay the same. Never, ever, 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 ever add those bottom numbers. All right, and 70 plus 11, 0 plus 1 is 1. 7 plus 1, 81. So your answer should have been 81 hundredths. The next one, I see that there are different denominators, so I'm going to go over to the 10, multiply by 10. Whatever I do at the bottom, I do at the top. All right, make my new equation, 64 hundredths. Again, that stays exactly the same because it already has the 100, plus my new top number, 2 times 10 equals 20. My new bottom number, 10 times 10 is 100. Now that my denominators are the same, we can add. We know my denominator should be 100. All right, and 64 plus 20. 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. 84 hundredths. All right, last one. 8 tenths plus 16 hundredths. Start with my 10 because I need it to be the same denominator. And I make it by doing 10 times 10. What you do at the bottom, you do at the top. Write your new equation, 8 times 10, that equals 80 over 100. Remember, this is not your final answer right here after you multiply it by that 10 at the top and bottom. That is not your final answer. That's making your new fraction so that you can add to find your answer, okay? Please, please, please don't make that mistake. Keep that 16 over 100, and now I'm ready to add. Denominator stays the same. All right, and then 80 plus 16, 0 plus 6, 8 plus 1. So 96 hundredths should have been your answer. All right, I hope this video was helpful. Keep practicing as much as you need to. Press pause, then play to check your work. Thank you for watching.